from our studios in the historic Brooks Mansion, located in Northeast Washington, D.C. This is Student Exposure.
Thanks again for joining us for Student Exposure. It's time to get started with our very first segment. When Africans moved across the globe, their music and dance traveled with them and evolved. Mercy Walton takes her students on an interesting journey. Let's take a look.
Well, with Diaspora Dance, I teach history by introducing, each time I introduce a new dance, I want to give background about the dance. So if we do, here at Bloombars, we do one dance per month. And each dance, of course, has a meaning. I think it's important to give dance that meaning and that connection so that we'll be able to respect it, and we'll be able to respect the people, and we'll be able to respect the culture. My goal is to connect us back to our roots. And since our roots have been spread out to so many different parts of the Americas, this for me is one way to help with us connecting back to our roots. We have relatives in Jamaica, we have relatives in Puerto Rico, we have relatives, of course, who still live on the continent of Africa, and us connecting through culture, which is something that we are never going to stop practicing, is an easy way to do that. And I think it's educational, not only for adults, but for children too. My most memorable travel was Jamaica. And in Jamaica, just going to the clubs, you learn the new dances that are there. So that's mostly contemporary Jamaican dance, dance hall. Going to Latin America, I've been able to, again, go to the clubs and learn the social dances such as salsa and merengue. But I chose to go a little deeper and travel to Venezuela and Colombia for a year to research the dances that are traditional to the African descendant communities there. So they have created new dances based off of what their ancestors passed on to them. And now the dances are part of the Afro-Venezuelan culture or the Afro-Colombian culture. And that's something that I really admire about these populations there, because it's important to them to maintain their traditions and their cultures and to support it and to celebrate it. Each place, they have different instruments that are their main instruments. Most African traditions have drums as their foundational instrument. But then you have different types of drums that make different types of sounds, and it might be 3 drums or it might be 10 drums that are all played together. And then you have different rhythms that are happening at the same time, so the rhythm comes out to sound different. But you also see a lot of continuums within the instruments and the rhythms. For example, in Venezuela, they have drums that are a set of 3 called culo y puya, and they're played with a hand and a stick. If you go to Senegal, then you'll see the Katiro drums, which are also played with the hand or stick, or the Sabar drums, which are played that way. You go to the Congo, you have drums that are played with the hand and the stick that are held in between the legs. So you can find a lot of continuities between the instruments, between the rhythm and how the rhythms are started and how the rhythms end. And then going into the dances, there are a lot of differences in terms of some dances you're jumping high, some dances you want to kind of stay grounded, some dances the hips are accentuated. So each dance carries a different purpose and carries a different feeling that the dancer wants to give either to their partner or to everyone in the group, or maybe not to the people there, but it might be a spiritual thing where they are sending a message or communicating with the higher realm, the spiritual realm. Right now, I feel like it is my mission. I feel good when I do it. I feel like it's the right thing to do. I feel like I'm actually giving something, and I feel like I'm receiving something when I have the opportunity to teach a class, when I have the opportunity to present the things that I've learned on my travels, which everyone doesn't get a chance to do or everyone doesn't particularly want to do. I think it is a wonderful opportunity for me to bring Africans in the world to Africans wherever they are.
What an interesting story. Dance will always be one of the universal languages. Here in the studio is Diaspora Dance Director, Messi Walton. Welcome to Student Exposure.
Thank you for having me.
So after watching that piece, I can't help but ask you, how did you get started with dance?
Well, dance for me is a small part of the whole culture of African people. So coming from a family where African culture and history was so important, dance was just something that was important for us to learn, as well as the language and music of African people. So at the school that I started at when I was 2 years old, we learned African dance, and it was an African-centered school in Chicago, the Institute of Positive Education. And then from there, we joined children's African dance companies. We had teachers in the community that taught dance classes, so it was something that was a very rich part of our lives growing up, my siblings and my friends and I. And then from there, I decided, wow, this is something that I really enjoy doing. We got to perform as children, and I continued to do it as a young adult. I went to various African dance companies, West Indian dance companies, and also when I came to Howard University, co-founded a organization, Inside Dance Ensemble, with 3 of my now sisters. I call them sisters. And our purpose was to show African dance and then also show the connections throughout the diaspora of what Africans have retained in terms of our culture as a whole. And from that, I decided that I wanted to continue to learn about what dance had become in other parts of the world where Africans had been taken to or had gone to.
What kind of response have you been getting from people, about this program?
A lot of wide-eyed amazement from people. A lot of people aren't exposed to this in school or just in everyday life. So it's information that is new to people, and people are very happy to have been exposed to this information, as I felt when I first started learning.
It.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so talk to us about the Bloombars. I heard there are programs at the Bloombars. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Bloombars is a community arts organization that is focused on bringing the community in to participate in the arts and to participate in doing something great in the community. So Bloombars has programs for the family. There are programs that are geared towards toddlers, and they have a Samba baby dance class in the middle of the day. We also have dance classes throughout the week. We have music classes, we have open mic night, we show different international films, and there are great concerts that are performed by local and international artists.
So what should we look forward to? What should we look forward to next for what you've embarked on with dance? What is in store for you next?
Wow. Well, for me, I just want to continue to reach a large audience and really teach our history through dance and through culture of African descendants in the diaspora. So
you're going to continue with the program?
I'm going to continue teaching the dance classes at Bloombars. I'm going to continue to do tours where people can join me on my research trips and learn and share and exchange with the African descendants in different parts of the world.
Now, one important question before we leave. What can the community do to help you with your endeavors?
The community can come out and join me in dancing and music and learning about the language and share this information with other people. It's really about learning and sharing what we know.
Well, thank you so much for coming in to share your story with us, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
As you can see, taking dance classes is a great way to learn about another culture, improve your health, and bring joy to your life. For more information, visit diasporadance.com.